Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
I want to welcome everybody to our community at Or Chadash. We are so happy to have everybody here. We're going to start this evening's service with some announcements from our president, Brooke Freeman.
So we're delaying a little because we forgot the guitar. So we're killing time until the guitar gets here. So I'm going to take what I told you to say. So we have a lot of guests here, and I want to thank everybody for coming. I know last week actually was the week that most places did what was called a Solidarity Shabbat, where people of all faiths kind of came together to celebrate Shabbat. We didn't have services scheduled, and Rabbi Scott wasn't in town, so this is kind of our Solidarity Shabbat. So whether it was planned or not, we're glad that everybody's here. So we're going to start with announcements, and I just want to let everybody know that please feel free to follow along. Our prayer books are here. They have English in them. They have Hebrew. You are welcome to participate as much as you feel comfortable. You can. It's very athletic. We stand, we sit, we stand, we sit. You're welcome to follow along. You're welcome also just to observe. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. You're not obligated to say or do anything that doesn't feel comfortable for you. If you have questions, please keep them in mind. Anybody after services is happy to answer questions. I'm happy to answer questions. Rabbi Scott's going to actually be doing a little interview, but then he's available to answer questions. So just let us know. Follow along. If you get lost, just kind of tap the person next to you, and they can help you get caught up. So welcome. Generally, for the weekend, tomorrow morning we will have a Torah study, 10 a.m. at Rivendell. It's open to everybody. Tomorrow night we have a pop-up dinner that is open to everyone, friends and members alike, at Carrabba's. If you're interested in coming, we need to let Carol Roberts in the red sweater, red jacket know tonight. Then Sunday morning we will have Or Katan, which is our preschool, and religious school at 10 a.m. at Rivendell. And I don't know if you knew, but they want you to kind of like spend a few minutes. Okay. Renee told me. And then we'll have adult chat, Sunday chat at 10:30 at Rivendell, and again, that's open to everyone. You don't have to be a member to be there. We'd love for everyone to join us, and it's going to be on the destruction of the Second Temple. So if you have questions or anything,
much more interesting than it's
please let us know. Just as a heads up, on December, when Rabbi Scott is here, it's actually going to be, it's one of those confusing weekends where it's the second weekend, but the first Friday, because if that makes sense. And it's going to be during Hanukkah, so it's going to be December 7th, so it won't be our normal schedule. And that oneg is going to have, that's where we're going to bring our menorahs. It's going to have a holiday theme, bring Hanukkah food, and we're actually not going to be in this room. We're going to be in the room down by the kitchen so that we can warm up latkes if we need to and light candles without hopefully setting anything on fire. So just, it'll be in your weekly email calendars, but just be aware that it's going to be not the second Friday. That makes sense, so don't panic. I think that's all of the announcements that I have. Wait, someone emailed me and Renee wanted to make an announcement. Renee has some, I'll try and fill in for her and then she can get it later. Renee is going to be bringing some fabric tonight. I'm not sure what the project is. It has something to do with the quilt that is going to be sent from us to Tree of Life. And she would like people to help over the weekend. I don't know what it involves, so she'll fill you in. But if you're interested in somehow participating in that, please let her know. My assumption would be that it's something that you either do at home and bring in or something that we can do Sunday during or after chat time. Any other announcements?
It hasn't been publicized yet, but the ladies go to lunch next Friday. We're going to the Fox and Crow, so watch for that so you can RSVP. And the Hanukkah weekend, we're having on that Saturday night, I don't remember where, but a White Elephant Hanukkah type potluck dinner, gift exchange.
So we'll get all of that out for you on the email.
So save your dates.
Awesome, and I think the guitar is here, so I think we did. He may be tuning. Okay. Do you want to say something? Sure. in the flow, brother. Oh, never mind.
So I want to ask if anyone had any jokes.
Did you hear about the rabbi?
Not this far.
We're going to be starting today on page 647. Sing with me. This part's different. Again. From the beginning. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom translates to a peaceful Sabbath, or a peaceful seventh day. So we want to wish everyone a peaceful seventh day as we move into Saturday, Friday evening, that we can spend that together. My name is Scott Goldberg. I'm the rabbi of Temple Or Hadash, and I'm so happy to be leading alongside Natalie Fields, our cantorial soloist. I want to first welcome each and every one of you, whether it's your first time here or your 100th time here, whether you're here with us physically or digitally, with an especially warm welcome to those of the American Baptist Church. So thank you. The words we just sang were sung by the Israelite people following their exodus from slavery in Egypt. Physically exhausted, tired of everything they had experienced, the Israelites sung to God, Ozi v'zimratya vayhi li lishua. My strength, my song, God, will be our redemption. We need strength. We need song. On this Shabbat, let us recognize that this is a time for coming together in both strength and in song. And so I would like to begin the service by inviting up the hosts of our Oneg, Judy Garber and Alyssa Spangler and David Slivkin, to help light the Shabbat candles found on page 120. We'll continue our service on page 129. At the top of the page with Do Di Li, coming from Song of Songs. We learned this song last month. We'll sing it again. We'll do that one more time. Do, di, li, fa, mi, lo, ha, re, fa, sho, sha, mi, do, di, li, fa, mi, so, do, la, mi, ha, mi, fa, mi, so, do, la, mi, ha, mi, fa. From the beginning. Do, re, li, fa, mi, lo, ha, re, fa, sho, sha, mi, do, di, li. The service that we are praying right now is called Kabbalat Shabbat, meaning receiving the Sabbath. Before we move in to a Shabbat psalm, there's also a tradition called Kabbalat Panim, meaning receiving of the faces, literally. So in this light, I want to try something new. For the next 30 seconds, I would like you to introduce yourself to a nearby neighbor, welcoming one another into this Or Chadash community, and please don't take longer than 30 seconds. We'll continue on page 130. Page 130 with a psalm for Shabbat called Lechu Neranenah, meaning come, let us sing. Lechu Neranenah. So a friend, colleague, and mentor of mine from this past summer, Rabbi Dan Fink, we both shared a love of Bob Dylan. And I was particularly saddened this week when I found out there was yet another mass shooting in Thousand Oaks. This time only 30 miles from my home in Los Angeles. I couldn't help but think to Bob Dylan's words that were written years ago. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must a man have before he can hear people cry? And how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? I'm saddened by continually counting these deaths, time and time again, that have ruptured our community and ruptured our country over the past few weeks. And although the answer, my friends, we hope is blowing in the wind, if it's not, I hope Bob Dylan's music can provide us with some comfort. So as we continue with this service in dedication of the shootings in Pittsburgh and the shooting in Thousand Oaks, we'll turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi, to a tune that we haven't done before, but hopefully to a familiar tune. We'll start on the first verse. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. At verse 9, if you are able, please rise. We'll start at verse 1. Shamo v'zacho b'divorecha ishmiyanu el amyucha Adonai echanu shemo echad l'shemo tiferet v'litzilah lecha Dodi likrat kala able, please rise. Boi v'shalom atzeret bala, gam v'simcha u'v'tzola, tov emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Please be seated. On page 142, we'll continue with our Shabbat melodies. Shalom Alechem. We'll greet the Sabbath angels. Transition our service from welcoming Shabbat, the day of rest, to our traditional Friday evening service with the Chatzi Kaddish, found on page 144. Please rise as we are able. From the page 146 for the Baruch Hu will remain standing. continue on page 148, reading in English together. At the bottom of the page. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who sees the evening into being, scales the states, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to man. You are the creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness, and darkness to light, transforming day into night, Adonai Sabaoth is his name, ever-living God, making reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv ha'arvim. We'll continue on page 150 with the singing of Ahavat Olam, our prayer for love. We need love in this world, and so we'll sing together.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu v'ima'atecha. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, V'shavteinu u'lechumeinu, Nasiach b'chukacha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki heim chayenu, v'orech yameinu, v'orech yameinu, u'b'hem neged yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla. V'ahavatcha al tasir minenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Continue with the recitation of our people from the Torah. We'll continue with the Shema on the following page, on page 152, together. Please rise. Thank you, our people.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Adonai Echad.
We'll continue on the following page, chanting together. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha
B'chol levavecha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol me'otecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, asher anochi etzavecha, hayom al tevarecha, v'shinatam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shitecha v'beitecha, u'betecha b'derech, u'shavtecha